Well, don't know how many of you are looking forward to this, but it seems no theorist is able to fully figure this out. Some were really, really close, but not enough. Now, I guess I can solve it for you all. I'll start it off from the very beginning. Did you really think that dart that struck Fireafy's eye was just filler and a dumb reason for conflict? You're wrong. I've actually had a meaning behind it this whole time. Fun fact, I made this dart concept before Fireafy was even made. It was only just then it was used. And I had decided to give you all a hint on another video known as Lovesick Darts. First, let's look at the unfinished Fireafy book, When a Dart Hits Fireafy. It's important to what he describes the pain as. Let me quote, "The pain was beginning to ebb, and it slowly calmed him, melting into a warm, uncontrollable feeling of affection, yet evil little things gripped his unstoppable feeling, tightening his chest. He whimpered softly as his heart bloomed with both love and hate, all at the same time, as if his mixed feelings were battling." Pretty interesting, huh? No? Well, let me explain what the dart does. Gelatin modified this dart where it makes you fall in love. It's full of hormones meant to awaken the drive of love, and it is to make you merely affectionate and romantic, sexual even. Though with that came side effects. Gelatin was meant to test it, but threw it away. Teardrop found these darts. This abandoned experiment highly interested her, and if Gelatin wouldn't finish it, then she would herself. She first goes out to shoot these 3 objects, Taco, Fireafy, and 4. Yes, Taco and 4 went as mad as Fireafy. Taco went mad over book, and 4 over X. Not important though. Teardrop saw how loving they became, and tried it on herself, not seeing the jealousy side effects and aggression that followed it, the urge to murder, to manipulate the ones they seek love for. She fell for Woody, but Woody was highly interested in Nellie, so she kills her right in front of him and confesses. Woody obviously rejects her and runs away out of terror, and this causes Teardrop to hunt him down and kill him. She then kills herself. Wow, what a wild ride we just went into. A very short one though. I'm not going to explain the whole thing since the story is kind of long. I got a little bit carried away back there though. Is it Gelatin to blame with his weird experiments that he does? You decide. Obviously this took a toll on Fireafy. Gelatin knew what the start was and said nothing. Another point for the fault being his. Of course, Leafy takes it out. They fall in love, have hope, and there's when things get mad. Gelatin has feelings for Leafy, and we already have conflict here. Now that Fireafy has learned this, he built up a grudge on him, which became heavier since, well, he had kidnapped Hope and injured her. Fireafy had an idea. He would force Donut to secretly hurt Leafy. Now, why, you might ask? I'll tell you everything. Fireafy had a plan to kill Gelatin, and not just any plan, but a plan to also knock any potential finger pointing away from him. He certainly would never hurt Leafy at the time, so he would target her. And he became less suspicious because he was with Gelatin this whole time. Hope had just come back from playing in the lake when she saw Leafy's bleeding body. Confused and amused by her oh-so-silly sleeping, she runs and goes tell Fireafy about this. Everything is perfect, and the plan is going great. Now he isn't suspicious. This extremely risky move was worth it. Now he just had to kill Donut to prevent any leaks from him and to deeply cut Gelatin and distract him from loving Leafy. He hadn't held any grudges on Donut at all, especially because Donut helped him and Leafy look for Hope. He was clear of suspicion, for now. This deeply upset Gelatin, just as Fireafy wanted. Now his secret is safe, and so is him worrying about Gelatin focusing and loving all about on Leafy. Gelatin's also too busy mourning over his pretend dad. Now Fireafy has a perfect chance to kill Gelatin, scot-free, no suspicion at all. Of course, came Hope with her link with Dewdrop. Now, Dewdrop has made an appearance in my works before. In Teardrop's Secret, she mentored Teardrop's mentality and guided her through her rough life. She is also Teardrop's aunt. Dewdrop is Raindrop's sister. Raindrop gave birth to Teardrop. So there's that nice fact. Teardrop holds somewhat of a grudge against Dew now. Dew warns Hope and tells her what's happening, spoiling Fireafy's plan and exposing him. Obviously, Leafy doesn't believe her. Why does nobody believe the rightful child cliche? I know. Here's where shit gets real, and I mean real. Fireafy actually attempts to murder Gelatin by drowning him, but fails due to his fear of him getting splashed by the water. Gelatin didn't see Fireafy though, which is unfortunate. Of course, Hope believes it's Fireafy again. They visit Fireafy, question him. Gelatin and Leafy argue what's right and what's wrong. Leafy snaps and takes out her good old IDFB knife and swipes. Or BFDI. I don't know. Hope jumping in front of Gelatin to block it. She collapses and hits her head, fainting out of shock and a minor head trauma. And finally, she awakes into the afterlife where Dewdrop makes her first appearance. Not really going to explain the afterlife when it's all described in the book Teardrop's Secret. Oh yeah, if you're wondering what Ember Nugget means, it's just an insult meant to mock and taunt his size and attempt at intimidation. So, to the point. A while back, but also not too long ago, Fireafy confronted Loser off camera about him lingering around Leafy too much, treading after her tail. They soon argue and Fireafy lashed out in the end, grabbing Loser and throwing him. He shattered the poor cube's head, and in a flurry of desperation, Loser fakes his death. This fools Fireafy because he was far too pissed to focus or care, and he left. And Flicker died because the leaflet was really weak. Extreme stress can take a toll on an unborn baby, making them come with health problems, or risk of death. It's sad and has happened in the real world a lot. And fun fact, Flicker would have wore that blue flower planted on his grave. Leafy was planning to give it to him when he was born. This hits me hard. So, after Hope dies, Loser wakes up and looks for her, terrified for the worst. To his horror, Leafy had told him that Hope had died of smoke inhalation. Loser mourned for her in her grave, a sudden wave of rage and vengeance hitting him. At night, he went out and sought for Fireafy, eventually finding him and, well, killing him. Fireafy wakes up in a place he always deserved to be in. That being the punished life. I have zero creativity. The opposite of the afterlife, where he would forever be tormented by his past mistakes. He would have hallucinations of Hope, Leafy, Donut, Gelatin, Flicker, Teardrop even. And Dewdrop was torturing him, because why not? He had it bad. I mean, it's still kind of Gelatin's fault.